Hey, what's up, guys? Joe Madden here for Picks and Parlays, coming at you with a primetime preview Thursday night football. The Baltimore Ravens taking on the Miami Dolphins. Now, the Baltimore Ravens coming off a win last week with Huntley under center. Needed that win, sitting at 2-5 on the season versus the Miami Dolphins, who are 2-6. Both of these teams are in trouble and need to get things back on track. But which team has more ability to get things back on track? Well, defensively, both of these teams are completely a mess right now. We know injuries on the Baltimore Ravens, this team allowing right around 30 points per game. It hasn't been pretty. And then the Miami Dolphins, they're giving up the points, they're giving up the yards through the air and on the ground. Both of these teams need to turn things around and turn things around in a hurry. I'm looking at a total here for Thursday Night Football of 49.5. And I have to think we go over this number. Now, great news for the Baltimore Ravens. We are hearing Lamar will be back for this team. He is the catalyst that drives this offense. But are you willing to take Baltimore and Lamar laying 7.5 points on the road in Miami? After Miami looked like they finally got this offense clicking last week. I'm not willing to go there, but I do think there's a lot of ways we can go looking at this total over 49.5 first, and then looking at some of these player props. So let's get into all of that. Before we do, you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button over here on YouTube, and make sure you do hit that notification button so you know when these live videos do drop. And I want to let you know for the rest of the year here, you can get your handicapper of choices best bets, all their plays on picksandparlays.net for just $8.30 a day. It is a special of all specials, you guys, the rest of 2025 for just $8.30 a day from your handicapper of choice. So head on over to picksandparlays.net to grab that special. Okay, so let's continue to break down this game. I've already told you guys that over 49.5 is where I want to go. Lamar is excited to get back out there on the field. He said it. He said he's extremely excited. Can't wait to touch the grass with my guys. It's been a while. So I'm excited for Lamar as well. Now, we know he's missed 3 games and then the bye week. Returning from a hamstring injury, I would not expect him to use his legs in this game. If he does, man, that just spells danger out there for Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens, as they have proven here. They need Lamar to really drive this offense. Now, Tyler Huntley did do a solid job in that last game, but I don't think that they will be able to continue to have success if it's not Lamar in this lineup. I'm looking for Lamar to come out and play a cautious game in this one. He needs to use his arm. He also needs to get that ball to Derrick Henry. So let's start here with some Derrick Henry props, because you guys know he is going to look to feast on the defense here of the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins defense is allowing 137 yards per game on the ground to opposing running backs. And I do think Derrick Henry is set to go off in this one. Looking at Derrick Henry, though, for his anytime tutty, just way too juicy. His anytime tutty coming in at minus 220. Definitely not worth the money. But if you look at him for 2+ touchdowns, coming in at plus 260. Like I said, I'm expecting Lamar to pass that ball off to Derrick Henry. Now, he could get some short receptions out there, but I do think the majority of it is out there on the ground with his legs. Over 89.5 rushing for Derrick Henry, coming in at minus 114. And I'm not afraid to fire up Henry to 100+ rushing yards at plus 132. Now, he did come off a 2-game tutty game last week. He's averaging 4.7 yards per carry. Look for him to dominate the ground in this game. As we turn to Lamar, because of the domination by Derrick Henry, I'll note his props out here for Lamar Jackson. I do think the over 1.5 passing touchdowns could be in play, even if Derrick Henry is getting his 2, but it's way too highly juiced at minus 198. So I can't touch the over 1.5 passing touchdowns for Lamar. 237.5 is his passing prop. He's averaging 217.3 passing yards per game. I can't touch the over 237.5. But that being said, I wouldn't take it to the under either. And then his rushing prop is 35.5. You guys, we know he could go over that in 2 runs, but I do think Derrick Henry will get the workload on the ground. They will focus on making sure Lamar gets out quick passes and doesn't risk another injury to his hamstring. So if you're looking at the rushing prop for Lamar at 35.5, I would look to take it to the under. Let's move over to Tua here because I do think there's a couple ways to target Tua in this game. Now, Tua has a passing prop of 220.5, and I can see him going over that. We've noted the issues in the secondary here with injuries for the Baltimore Ravens, and I do think 220.5 is an obtainable number for Tua to be able to get. He's only averaging 189.5 yards per game so far on the season with 1,518 yards thus far. But I'm looking for him to get some nice deep balls moving down the field in this game. The offense finally looked like it was clicking in the last game, and I'm expecting that momentum to come into this game. Tua over 1.5 passing touchdowns at plus 114 feels like a nice number. Tua does have 15 touchdowns on the season, and with the way the Baltimore Ravens defense has been operating, I could see him be able to get 2 passing touchdowns. Now, his rushing yard is only 1.5, and that's why I said rushing yard, because the book's not expecting him to use his legs. We know Tua shouldn't use his legs out there. The amount of battery this guy has gone, the amount of concussions that he has faced, I don't want to see Tua go over 1.5 yards. It's coming in at minus 122. He does have 38 rushing yards on the season for 4.8 rushing yards per game. You can see him go over the 1.5. Do I want to see it? I absolutely do not want to see Tua running. I do think he's put in the situations where he does rush with his legs. So the over 1.5 rushing yards for Tua, I would fire it all the way up to over 3.5 rushing yards and get some plus money. Now, Devon Achane is another player I would like to circle out here for the Miami Dolphins. He has a rushing prop of 62.5 and a receiving prop of 32.5. Now, I know he's the running back here in this game, but I want to take that receiving prop to the over 32.5. He has 235 receiving yards on the season, averaging 29.4 receiving yards per game. And I think we're going to see some short passes off to him and him accumulate those yards through the air. So give me Devon Achane over the 32.5 for his receiving props. I know a lot of you will be looking at Waddle in this game, but I do think in a lot of these situations, he's covered and those short passes will come out to Achane. Achane has ran for a touchdown in 2 games this season, including one contest for multiple touchdowns. I'm not sure if he gets some multiple touchdowns in this one. His anytime tutty is too juice for me to back as well. It's coming in at minus 150. So I'm going to stay off the Achane props other than his receiving to the over 32.5. I do think if you're looking for a playmaker for that anytime touchdown for the Miami Dolphins, I would look further down. I would look at Malik Washington to come out for that anytime touchdown. He's coming in at plus 340. Now, when we look at the Baltimore Ravens, we talked about Derrick Henry. I do think Derrick Henry has success. I do think he gets multiple touchdowns. If you're looking for Lamar to pass off a touchdown, I think Mark Andrews is where you want to look. Plus 160 for the anytime tutty. And I do think he gets there. Lamar will be put in situations where he's looking to throw this ball nice and deep down the field to Zay Flowers, but I think he'll have to take that short pass off to Mark Andrews. That comes back to not only the anytime tutty for Mark Andrews, but Mark Andrews over 27.5 receiving yards, I do think needs to make your cards. So you guys, that is where I'm going to go with the Thursday night matchup here between the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to take this one over the 49.5. I'd look at Lamar under his rushing prop 35.5. Cannot run after having that hamstring issues. I just don't want to see it. But I would look at Tua, even though I don't want to see it, he's going to run over 1.5 yards at minus 122, firing that up to 3+. Look for Derrick Henry to go off. I'm firing him all the way up 100+ rushing yards 2+ tutties, both getting you that great plus money. Then looking at Mark Andrews over his 27.5 receiving yards, that anytime tutty. I'll also look at Devon Achan for over his receiving yards of 32.5. But you guys, all the best in all of your bets out there. Don't forget about the Weekend Warrior Pass. The Weekend Warrior Pass over on picksandparlays.net. This weekend, get every football play from your Picks and Parlays handicapper of choice for Saturday and Sunday. It's only $49, you guys. As an added bonus, they will give you those plays on a Monday at no extra cost. And then also the rest of 2025, we've got all sports going, you guys. College basketball back, NBA back, NHL back, college football, NFL. You're looking for full package out there from your handicapper of choice. Get all of their plays. And don't forget World Series. We're going in to the end of it, but it's still around. So the rest of 2025 just for $8.30 a day. You guys, that is less than my daily Starbucks, and you'll be able to get winning plays from your handicapper of choice. So you guys, all the best in all of your bets. Enjoy this Thursday night football game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification button. And below this video, let me know who you're liking in Thursday night football. Do you think the Baltimore Ravens can cover the spread with Lamar back in the lineup? Or do you think the Miami Dolphins are going to come out, pull off the upset? And then what do you think of my total? I love the over 49.5. I expect those points to come. I don't expect either of these defenses to all of a sudden look completely competent and be able to shut down the other team's offense out there. So let me know what your thoughts are on that total. And until next time, you guys, stay hot and let's make some freaking money.